Hi, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to Tuesday Tea with Eva Pohler. That's me. Today I want to talk to you about how to read when you're too busy. But I'd love to know who's here. I can't see you. You can see me, but I can't see you. So if you're here, would you please say hi to me in the comments and let me know who all is here? I'm really excited to talk to you all today about some things that I've come up with that have helped me squeeze a little reading into a very busy schedule. And I think right now, with what's going on with the quarantine, some of us have more time than ever to read. Um, but other people they have their kids at home and they might be homeschooling, or they might be having to work longer hours because they're essential employees, or maybe you're not working longer hours, but they seem longer because you're stressed. Lots of anxiety going on right now with everything. So, reading might be something that more people are doing, and it might be something that people just can't seem to get into. I'm wondering, what is the case with you? Are you guys finding that right now at this time with the pandemic and the quarantine, are you finding more time to read? Or have you been too stressed, too busy, too many kids at home or whatever, and you're finding less time to read? Let me know in the comments. Are you reading more or less right now with all that's going on oh, hi. Hi, Robin. Hi, Tanya. Oh, I'm so glad y'all are here. Yeah, please, when you come in, please tell me hi so I know you're here. It's the only way I can see who's here with me. And I'm just so excited to be able to chat with you guys. It kind of feels like I'm, having a party, even though I just see myself on the screen. But anyway, I was just wondering, are you reading more or less? Robin is saying she's reading more. Oh, and Tanya is having more time to read. That's good. Okay, great. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, my sales have actually been really good. That's not true of all authors. I belong to several book groups, and some of them are nervous because they see this huge slump in sales, and my sales have actually increased since the pandemic. So I don't know if it has to do with genre or what, but or some people aren't advertising, or that could be it too. But what about your stress level? Are you finding that you're more stressed now than you were before, or have some of you had the opportunity to stay home? And by staying, I mean, some people get stressed out being quarantined. They get cabin fever. They want to get out. Whereas other people, like me, I'm an introvert, so I've kind of enjoyed just having excuses not to have to go places. But what has it been like for you? Are you stressed right now, or do you feel like you have a little bit more time on your hands and, things have been a little bit better for you? Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Well, for me, even though I have had a little bit more time to read, normally my schedule makes it really difficult for me to find time. So I've had to come up with strategies, between taking care of a chronically ill child, managing my business, keeping up with my publication schedule. I teach part-time at a university, and then there's cooking for the family and keeping up with household chores, like feeding the dogs, who I love, but they take time too. And so a lot of times I feel like I can't afford the time to read. And I feel that way about exercise too, but let's not go there. I'm hoping to change my ways. But what about you? Do some of you feel the same way? You feel like you just sometimes when your schedule's really busy, you just don't have the time to read? Yes, and so I've come up with some strategies, and I really hope they help. And I'm going to have a special deal, a couple of offers that I think will benefit you and me, that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But first, let me just go over these strategies that I've come up with. And those of you who aren't joining us live and you're watching the replay, these offers are good for you too. So you didn't have to be here live to get these offers. I don't want you to think you're missing out on anything. I don't want to punish you if you're, working at the hospital and saving people and couldn't be here. So anyway, number one is something that I actually touched upon in my last segment, which is to carve out 10 minutes in your day for reading. And you can do this if you're a morning person in the morning while you're having your coffee, or in my case, it's Diet Coke. That's what I have in the morning. What do you guys have in the morning? Are you coffee drinkers? Do you have tea, Diet Coke? I'm curious to know what you guys like to have in the morning, or maybe you're just so busy getting out the door you don't have anything. But if you do have time, like if you're, in an office or at home and you're checking email, before you kind of get started with all of that, if you just take 10 minutes to read, that's a really good ritual to start. Or you could do it at the end of the day. In the evening, something to look forward to is 10 minutes before you go to bed, when you're having your glass of wine, or in my case, it's hot tea. You have this 10 minutes to look forward to before you go to bed that you're going to read. And then, if the beginning and the end of the days are too hectic, I remember what it was like to have small children and, you're getting everybody ready for school, or you're trying to get them off to something. And at night you're doing getting them tucked in. And by the end of it, you're just so exhausted, you just fall onto your bed. I remember those days. Maybe the middle of the day is better for you, or maybe like a mid-morning break with a snack, or over lunch, just 10 minutes to take some time to read. I think about how much pleasure I get from reading. I have been reading for as long as I can remember. And I even remember when my mom used to read me bedtime stories before I even learned how to read. So enjoying characters and adventures, these worlds and the connections, and it's something that has brought me profound pleasure throughout my life. So, when I go through these periods where I might go weeks or months without reading, I got to ask myself, why am I going without something that brings me such pleasure? And so taking 10 minutes at the beginning of the day, 10 minutes at the end of the day, or 10 minutes somewhere in the middle. And if you really are hurting for time, you can set a timer to make yourself stop, because, once you get started, it's really hard to stop. But you can set a timer, and then you have something to look forward to the next day. And you might even tell yourself, I can't have my coffee or my Diet Coke in the morning, or I can't have my wine or my hot tea at night, or my snack in the middle of the day, unless I have my book out and I'm reading. And that will really help, kind of train you to have that there. And you can look at it as kind of like a reward. In fact, that's the second one that I wanted to go over, which is to reward yourself with reading time. I don't know about, I tend to reward myself with food, and that has got to stop. My husband and I just started a low carb diet. We have gained weight since we've been stuck at home, and I lost 50 pounds last year, and it has all come back. And there was a lot going on with my daughter's brain surgery and other things, and of course I'm making up all these excuses. But I am bound and determined to lose that weight again. But I have this horrible habit of rewarding myself with a treat. But so what I'm suggesting now is, and what I've been doing lately, is rewarding myself with reading time. It's something I deserve. Now, my husband and I have kind of gotten in a habit, and we have our older son who lives here with us. All three of our adult children live here with us. But our older son has kind of gotten in the habit of watching Netflix with us, 1 or 2 episodes at night of a series. And we just finished the Americans. Have any of you seen The Americans? Oh, it was so good. I highly recommend it if you like family drama with like crime intrigue and suspense, and it's Russian spies. It was really, really good. But anyway, my son started kind of limiting himself, that he'd only watch 1 episode in the evening with us, because he wanted to also have time for gaming after, spending all day working on his computer programming. And that kind of gave me the idea that, that's what I should do too. We watch 1 episode, and then I go off and I do my reading. So maybe if you find that you don't have a lot of time to read, one thing you could do is switch out some other reward you've been giving yourself, like TV time, for book time. And I have found that, one episode of Netflix and then some reading time has been perfect. The next thing I was going to mention is integrating reading time with pampering time. Now, if you're like me, pampering is something that really, goes off the wayside when, oh, I'm so glad to see you, Shauna. Thank you. Catherine. Yeah, I didn't even see all these other comments because I thought that they would scroll down automatically as they have in other live streams that I've done. So I missed out on some of you showing up. But yeah, it's really great to see you here. If you're like me, pampering, you don't do it hardly at all. But about once a month, I to do this where I integrate my reading with bath time. There is this amazing caddy, and there's actually more than on my website somewhere. I should try to find a link for you so you can find the one that I got. I love it. It extends to the width of your bathtub, and you can actually take a bath and light candles and play some instrumental music and give myself this reward of soaking in the tub and reading at the same time. And this caddy even has a place where you can slide in your glass of wine or your hot tea or whatever your favorite beverage of choice is. And it really is a treat. It really is a treat. And I think we deserve to be able to have these treats. So I'm sorry. Mosby, quit growling. He's the littlest of my 3 dogs. And so anytime he has a bone or treat, the dogs can be 5 feet away from him, and he's already growling. Mosby, they're not going to take your bone. It's okay. You want to come up here with me? Come up here. You want to meet everybody on Facebook Live? Come up here, Mosby. Come on. No, he's not going to come up. I guess he's feeling a little shy. But anyway, I'll try to get you that link for that caddy. I have it on my website somewhere, and I'll try to share it with you. So anyway, that's the third thing. So I've covered carving out 10 minutes a day, turning reading time into a reward, integrating reading time with spa time. Oh, Mosby came up, but you can't see him. He's not on camera. You want to come around, Mo, and say hi? He's the cutest thing. So the next one, and this is the biggest one. This is the one that I think makes it, you going to come on? Come up here, Mo. You want to come up? He thinks he's a cat, so he always likes to sit right here behind my head. You got to come up? Come on. He needs a haircut so bad, just like me. Mosby, say hi. This is Mo. Hey, mwah, kisses. He's so, so good. Such a sweet dog. And, he is very empathetic, I guess is the right word, or he senses when my daughter, who is the chronically ill one in the family, he got his leg caught in my hair. Whenever she's upset, I'm talking lower because I don't want her to overhear me. He can sense it. He has been the best emotional support animal for her. I mean, we have another dog that she's trained to be an emotional support animal, but Mo just has, without any training, a natural tendency to sense when Candace needs love and support, and he's been great. All 3 of our dogs are rescue dogs. Mo, I know I'm digressing here, but I just got to tell you a little bit about him real quick. We found him at an animal shelter here in San Antonio. It's the only animal shelter that does destroy animals after they've had them too long. And he was a Hurricane Harvey victim. And when we found him, we thought he only had one eye because his hair had grown over his eye. I mean, he's almost doing that now because we haven't been able to take him to the groomer. I guess I need to learn how to do it myself. But anyway, and stuff was oozing out of the other eye, and he was all matted with all these sticker burrs. I mean, he turned out to be the best dog. Oh, I can only imagine, how scared he was during Hurricane Harvey. Anyway, back to the whole thing that I'm trying to do with you guys. So the next one, and the most important one, I think, even though it's number 4, and I still have one or two after this, is to have a book on you at all times. Have a book on you at all times so you can just make it easy for yourself to squeeze in some reading. I wanted to show y'all this purse that I carry around. It's actually a book satchel, but I use it as a purse. It's a Fossil book satchel. Can y'all see that? And it's perfect for my Kindle. My Kindle fits right inside, so I always have it with me. And then I have books on my phone as well, because sometimes I forget to charge my Kindle, but I always remember to charge my phone. And then if I don't want to mess up a paperback, I'll carry just a little extra tote around with me. But having a book with you at all times just makes it easy for you to squeeze in extra reading, like snatches of time throughout the day, like when you're waiting in line at the bank, or in the school pickup line, or at the grocery store, or you're waiting on an oil change or a car wash, or maybe you're waiting for your appointment with a doctor or a client or a colleague, or you're waiting for class to start or a meeting to start or a seminar to begin. Maybe you're waiting on friends you're meeting for lunch or over drinks, or you're waiting for the bus to drop off your kids, or maybe you're going to get on the bus or the train or the plane and ride it to commute to your place of work or something. Having that book just right there in your purse, on your phone, on your Kindle, or have a tote with you with that paperback that you're carrying around, that just makes it so much easier for you to get that reading time in, and it makes that waiting time that you're having to do in line at the school drop off or whatever go by so quickly. So just always have a book on you. And it takes a little bit of planning because, when you finish a book, you might forget to load one on your Kindle or on your phone, or to grab that next paperback to have with you. Or you might forget, like me, to charge your Kindle so that when you do need to use it, it's not dead in your purse. So take a little bit of planning and just always have that book on you. And I was going to mention one of my special offers is kind of related to this strategy, and that is right now you can, and I'll have a follow-up post in a minute right here in this group so you can find it. Zazzle is allowing you to use my referral link to get up to 60% off on everything in the store, up to 60%. Things are kind of like, some things are 60%, some things might be 15 or 20%, and everything varies. But I will have a follow-up post with that referral link for you. And then if you just, in the search bar of the Zazzle store, you type in Eva Pohler, Bohler, my stuff will all appear. And you can get anything, feel free, but what I want to do is give you an offer on the totes, because the totes with that referral link should end up being somewhere between $7 and $8. They're normally $12 each. And what I'm offering you is, because I get store credit if you use my referral link, and my plan is then to use that store credit to fund the giveaways that I do in this group, so y'all can get more cool stuff, right? So to kind of encourage you to go ahead and do this. Oh, sorry about that. Those are the other dogs. Mosby's being good. No, Mo, don't. No. Oh, he almost pulled my whole hair out of my head. Oh, sorry about that. Anxious to go see what the other ones are barking about. But the deal is that if you do purchase a tote, and anything in the store that I sell, but I'm kind of encouraging you to do the tote, I will, and you post a photo of it here in the group once you receive it, and on one other social media platform, I will send you a $5 Amazon gift card as a thank you. And so that way we all benefit. You benefit because you end up getting a tote for somewhere around $3 when it's normally $12. I benefit because I get store credit that I can then use to fund your future giveaways, and we all win because you get to get more cool stuff. So that's the special deal that I'm offering today that's related to today's talk, is to use my referral link to get one of my book totes, and just click on the referral link in the post. I'm going to be posting it in just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. And it'll take you to the store, put in Eva Pohler, my stuff will pop up. You can choose which tote you want. Now, if you'd rather choose a mug or a t-shirt or something else, that's fine. But you're going to end up paying more than $3. That's why I was suggesting the tote, but it doesn't have to be a tote. But something of mine and post it once you receive it on social media and here in the group. And then you get your thank you $5 Amazon gift card. So I guess I really have 6 strategies. I was thinking I had 5 because let's see, we have carve out 10 minutes, reward yourself for reading, integrate reading time with pampering time, have a book on you at all times. Second to the last one is something that I touched on last time, and that is listen to audiobooks. How many of you already listen to audiobooks? Do I have any audiobook listeners here with me right now? I'm just curious if any of you already listen to audiobooks. I love audiobooks. They're such time savers. And I touch on this in my last post, and I'm actually going to have my next segment next week is going to be all about audiobooks. I have so many people who have told me that their minds tend to wander, so they have trouble focusing or listening to audiobooks. So I have tips on how to overcome that, but I also have tips on how to use the books throughout the day to help you, be able to increase your, how much you can read in a day. Now, I know some book bloggers and reviewers who will turn up the narration speed to twice as much and listen to the narration at very fast. I can't do that. I like listening at regular time, but that's another option if you're trying to if you have a two TBR list that you're trying to get through. You can always turn up the speed at which it's narrated and listen to it at a faster pace. But I love having audiobooks because it makes all the mindless, mundane tasks that I have to do throughout the day so much better. So if I'm doing household chores, especially loading and unloading the dishes in the dishwasher, or vacuuming or dusting or anything, I can have my earbuds in, I can have my phone in my pocket, and I can be listening to an audiobook while I'm doing all those things, and it makes it so much better. All the things that I mentioned before too, like when you're waiting in some kind of line, or you're waiting on people, or waiting on a meeting to start, and I mentioned having a book on you at all times. Well, you can also have the audiobook on you. And where, if you're waiting on drinks, it's not a big deal to take out your phone or your Kindle or a paperback. But if you're driving and it's a long drive, or you're in rush hour traffic, you could be listening to an audiobook, and that makes traffic so much more tolerable. It actually makes it enjoyable because you kind of don't mind that it takes so long for you to get home because you want to be able to keep listening to your book. So having the audiobook can really help. And I have another offer for you that I'm going to post again in this group in a follow-up post that Audible is doing right now. You can, hi, Michael, I'm so glad you're here. It's really great. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to, he says that he used to listen to audiobooks, but he finds himself tuning them out. That's why I'm going to talk about strategies that I've come up with, how to keep your focus going while you're listening to the audiobook. But anyway, Audible is having a deal right now where if you click on my referral link, which I'm going to give you in a minute, you'll get, it has a deal right now where you can get 1 month for free, and you get an audiobook, and then you can cancel your subscription if you want after that. If you decide, I don't want to keep doing this, you still get a free audiobook out of it. But if you want to keep going, it's $14.95 a month. And this is what the membership includes: monthly or annual Audible credits. And the credits are what you exchange for an audiobook. 1 credit equals 1 audiobook. You get to keep your unused credits for a year before they expire, as long as your membership is active. You also get a 30% discount on all audiobooks. So, you accumulate credits that you can use to get an audiobook. So it's at no charge for your membership. But if you like to listen to a lot of audiobooks and then you want to get some beyond the credits that you have and you need to purchase them, you can get them at a 30% discount. They also, I don't really like this part of it as an author. You can return titles if you're unsatisfied with them for up to 365 days after the original purchase date. And then, as an author, I don't really like that because I think you ought to be able to decide whether you like the book earlier. You have time to listen to the whole thing and return it, and then I don't get paid for it. But anyway, the last one is there are Audible originals, which are produced by Audible, that where you won't find them anywhere else, and you get 2 of these every 6 months for free. So anyway, that's the Audible deal. But if you use my referral link, which I'm going to give you in another post after this, you get 2 free audiobooks instead of just 1 with this initial account that you're going to create. Now, the link that I'm going to give you is going to be to Persephone, which is the prequel to the Underworld saga. It used to be The Gatekeeper's Bride. If you already read that one and you want a different one, you should be able to change your choice once you go through the referral link and open the account. But if you have trouble with it, just let me know. Just message me. I'll give you another link that you can use. So those are the first 5. The last tip that I have for you is to join or to start a book club. Have any of you? Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just noticing Tanya's mentioning of listening to audiobooks while you're doing laundry, while you're folding laundry, anything where you're doing something mindless and you're using your hands and you can't hold your Kindle or your paperback. You know, you have your earbuds in, you have your phone tucked in your pocket, and then you can use your hands to fold laundry. Yeah, that's an excellent example. I need to add that to my next talk. So thank you for that, Tanya. Anyway, I used to run a book club in my neighborhood, and there were 11 of us women. We were all around the same time in our lives in the same neighborhood and I'm going to have a segment coming up a little further on, planned a couple of months from now, I think, where I'm going to talk about how to run a book club, how to start one, how to host one, especially if you're dealing with a lot of introverts. But committing yourself to a group of people, there's nothing like committing yourself to a group of people to get you to actually read. You know, when you know you're going to have to talk about this book with people, that's a sure way to kind of force yourself to get that reading in. So if you are somebody who needs kind of a little pressure before you get things done, committing yourself to a book club, either by starting one or by joining an existing one, is a really good strategy for forcing yourself to make reading a priority. But the nice thing about the book club, which I am going to talk about in a future segment, is the bonding with other people as you talk about the book. Whether you don't have to do it in person. You can have an online book club, or we used to do it. What we would do is we would take turns having it in our house, and everybody would bring a dish. There would be a theme for the meal, and usually the theme would relate to the book. And I'm going to talk about all these fun tips in a future segment. But belonging to a book club, that was such a highlight of my life, and we did it for years. And our December meeting was always a favorite things book club meeting, where in addition to having a book to discuss, each of us brought one of our favorite things for everybody else as a little gift. And sometimes it would be like, this is my favorite shade of lipstick, or this is the best hairspray that I found, or this, something little, not something expensive. It was always great. So the whole point of saying that is that I want to start my club again. I miss it so much. And I tried once and ended up failing, but I'm going to try again because it was a highlight. I loved talking about books with my friends. So those are my tips, and I hope you find them helpful. Like I said, I'll have some follow-up posts on how to take advantage of that offer at Zazzle to get your tote, and then to get, after you show me your picture on social media and here in the group, to get your $5 Amazon gift card, so it ends up being more like $3 for you. And I also have the post after that will show you how to take advantage of the Audible offer if you are new to audiobooks. Now, if you aren't new to audiobooks and maybe you already have an Audible membership, I also have codes for people in the UK and the US that will get you one of my audiobooks for free. So even if you are already a member, I still have something for you. So if you would like a code, just message me and let me know if you want it, or you can comment on this post, or on the post where I talk about Audible, which is going to be appearing soon. Just let me know if you need a UK or a US, and let me know which title. Almost all of my books are in audio. The Vampires of Athens isn't, but it's in production right now. Karen's Quest is in production right now. And the Cupid's Captive series isn't. but all of the others are. We are up to date on the Mystery House series and the Underworld saga. So if there's one of those, and the Purgatorium also, and 2 of the mystery books from the mystery book collection. So, if there's an audiobook, if you're already a member and you would like a code, just let me know. I'll be happy to get that to you. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, can you give me like a heart or a thumbs up or something to show me that this was helpful? And if you thought that I rambled on too long about something or got on too many tangents, like about my dogs or something, do let me know, because I am trying to improve this. I want these to be a benefit to you. I want to do segments that I think can enrich our lives as readers. And so if you have some tips on how I can improve, don't comment on the thing. Tell me privately in a message. I'd really, really appreciate it. But if you enjoyed it, if you liked it, if you found it useful, thank you for the hearts. Thank you. I love it. Makes my day. You don't know how happy that makes me. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm trying to keep these at 30 minutes. I don't want to go over, and it's been, I think, almost exactly 30 minutes. So keep an eye out, those other posts. As soon as I hang up with you, I am going to be posting about the Zazzle offer and the Audible offer. I hope you all have a great day, and have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye.